In this video, we're going to be taking a look at processing a payment on a sales order. So to get started, let's go to Accounts Receivable, Customer Maintenance. And here we're going to look up the customer that we would like to use Click2Pay with. So first we'll search for that customer. And once we have the customer loaded, let's go up to the top right-hand corner and click on the More dropdown. At the bottom of the More dropdown, you will see Paya Options. Click on that, and that will bring up the options screen. So you can see here that we have two sections, one to restrict payment types and one to activate document types. What we're looking for here is the sales orders checkbox. That needs to be checked if you want to send a sales order up to the cloud. We'll cover this screen in more detail in our installation and configuration video. We'll click OK there because it has the settings we want. And let's go and create a sales order by going to Sales Order and Sales Order Entry. Let's create a brand new order and select the customer that is activated for Click2Pay. Next, we'll add some lines to this order. And we'll go to the total screen. So on the total screen, we are going to click the Send to Click2Pay button. If you do not see the Send to Click2Pay button, make sure that your Click2Pay checkbox is checked. If it is not checked, you will not be able to see anything for this Click2Pay section. So we'll click Send to Click2Pay, which is going to generate the document link and send a PDF copy of the invoice up to the cloud. Once the document has been sent, you will see this checkbox here at the bottom, and you will also be able to click here for the payment link. And that's going to immediately copy it to your clipboard if you would like to paste it in your web browser and see what it looks like yourself. Next, we'll click Accept and leave the sales order. So what we're going to do now is log into the Click2Pay portal by going to click2pay.paya.com, and we're going to log into our user. Now that we're logged in, when you log in, by default, you should see the My Activity screen. And we can see here on the My Activity screen that we have two tabs. This is the tab for invoices, but we want to pay a sales order, so we'll click on that sales order tab. And we can see here that we have the document that we just created for $6,000. So let's go ahead and click on this balance right here, which is going to allow us to pay the document by bringing up the payment screen. And I don't want to pay this whole invoice. I want to do a partial payment. And you can do partial payments if the company is enabled for partial payments, which is a setting that we can check for you. So we'll change that to a partial payment for $2,048, which should leave us with a balance of $4,000 after this payment is made. I'm going to use a saved card here so you don't have to watch me fill out all the fields. And I'm going to check the CAPTCHA click box down here. Now that that's automatically verified me, we'll go ahead and click Submit Payment. And this is going to send the payment out to the gateway, get the authorization, and send a receipt of that payment to the email on file. So let's take a look and see what that email receipt looks like. So you can see here that we have that same information that we just saw. We have the correct amount, we have the transaction number, and we have the same last four for the card number. Next, let's go back into Sage. So what we want to do now is go to the Accounts Receivable module, and we're going to go down to the bottom in the Click2Pay section, and we're going to go to Payments. On the payment screen, you can see here that we have one line for a payment amount of $2,048, which is the payment that we just made in the portal. So let's go ahead and click the selected checkbox, and we'll click Proceed in the top right-hand corner. So now the payment has been imported. So let's go ahead and take that sales order and convert it to an invoice and pay the remainder of that. So let's go back into sales order. We will go into Invoice Data Entry. We'll create a new batch and a new invoice. Next, let's select that invoice that we just paid partially. we will go to the Lines tab and ship the complete sales order. So you can see this is the one that we just made for $6,048. On the Totals tab, it does reflect that we have a $2,048 deposit on here, and we have a $4,000 remaining balance. Next, we'll go to the payment screen. And here on the payment screen, you can see that we have the transaction details. So we have the transaction ID and the authorization number, as well as the date and time information. In the top left-hand corner, you'll see that we've brought in a payment ID for that payment that we made. And this is the payment type that we use in the gateway. So if someone does do a partial payment, like for example, to give you a deposit, what we can actually do is click on this Pay Balance checkbox. And this is going to authorize the remainder of the balance. So we'll go ahead and check the Pay Balance checkbox. We'll come down and click Submit Card/ACH account. Now, because we already have the card information stored as a token, we can just go ahead and click Next, and we can submit. So now we can see that the credit card transaction has been authorized for $4,000, the remainder. And once you update this sales journal, it will capture the remainder of this.